Hey bosses, it's Nina. So I know that 2018 is right around the corner and everyone's trying to scramble to create a plan for next year. How are you going to market? How are you going to get more clients? How are you going to build your products? I held a webinar in my group, Pink Boss Club. If you're not in the group, head over there now. It's totally free. Go to pinkboss.club. But I held a free webinar in the group to show people exactly how to plan for 2018. So, how to create a digital marketing strategy for 2018. So, take a look. I'm giving you a sneak peek into the webinar. And don't forget to download this action plan before you jump in. All right, let's get started. So the first thing, to provide value, a lot of people talk about lead magnets, okay? Lead magnets can be freebies, and that's only one way that you can provide value. So I'm gonna start there, and then we'll go into some other things. So a lead magnet can be anything from an ebook, and go ahead and type these with me. If you guys have lead magnets, just tell me what type. So do you have an ebook? Do you have a course? Do you have a checklist, quizzes, white papers, diagrams, infographics, interviews, case studies? All of those can be lead magnets, right? The point of that is to draw someone in based on what they need at the time, okay? And if you think about the traditional sales process, in the middle here, you'll see that traditionally you go through generating a lead, then you prospect, and then they become your client. But if you take that and change your thinking to how you can engage with people, the first step to actually get a lead is to provide value. And so your lead magnet needs to provide value. It needs to be able to help someone be less frustrated, help them like feel relieved, help them breathe out and say, okay, good, I'm so glad they found it, right? So I see here that a couple people, we have ebooks in here. We have lists. What type of list, Rhonda? Because I know you do real estate. Another ebook from Sabrina, right? Let me know what kind of freebies you have. Okay, so freebies, lead magnets, that's one way. And I think this group has a good grasp on that. But one thing that people don't understand, and just for me, I do videos, I do tutorials, because for me, people in my circle or my group, and they like to see step-by-step what to do. So for me, I tend to do videos. I have done ebooks, but I get a better response with videos, so I continue to do videos instead, okay? Someone signs up for my freebie, right, or my lead magnet. They give me their email address, and then I provide them with my video. So it's kind of like their payment. But one thing that people ignore is that your social media should also give value. You're not just posting to get stuff out there. I'm going to say that one more time. Your social media your social media platform should be providing value. That's also a way to generate leads, okay? So I want everybody to tell me, if you know, and if you don't have this, you can say hashtag I don't have one. What is your primary content platform? And then what is your secondary? Every business owner, especially solopreneurs, should have a primary and a secondary, right? So my primary, believe it or not, is YouTube. I know I've been slipping, but my primary is YouTube. I provide a lot of value there, okay? So your social media should provide value. So what you're going to do is make sure you have a platform that provides value. Some people blog, right? They do long blogs or in-depth blogs or step-by-step blogs. Some people do Instagram, but maybe on Instagram, they're doing stories and they're sharing things on stories, or they're doing tips on their Instagram. They're pointing you to different applications, right? So everything that you're doing should provide value, and your primary should be something that leads to your lead magnet. So for instance, my primary is YouTube, right? And so one of my lead magnets is my 30 and 30 video. A lot of links in my descriptions on YouTube lead to either my Pink Boss Club or they lead to my freebie. And then also everything else on the internet leads to my lead magnet. So in Instagram, instead of having my sociallynina.com, I have a link to my freebie. On Twitter, in my profile, instead of having a link to sociallynina.com, I have a link to my freebie. So what you're doing here is you're providing value both with your lead magnet, but also with your post, right? So you definitely want to be engaging, and you want to pick one primary platform. You definitely need to be on the other platforms, but you need to provide one that your audience is going to look to for the most value. Again, mine is YouTube. It could be your blog. It could be your, and actually, I kind of have, my two primaries are YouTube and my Pink Boss Club, right? And then my secondary, Instagram, Twitter, all of those I'm just using to promote my YouTube videos or my freebie. So my Twitter, I tweet out all of my videos over and over again, right? If you have a blog, continue to tweet out your blog. I tweet out my my freebie. So you're going to use your lead magnet to really get close to providing value to people that are potential leads. You're going to use your content platforms, right? Your primary. You're going to decide on your primary, and then you are going to use that to lead people to your lead magnet. Okay. So let's look at what people's primary is so far. Okay. Actually, their lead magnet, we still have some workbooks, self-care challenge, infographic, 10 things to do before buying a home. Those are all great lead magnets, right? And then for your platforms, we have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Katrina, I would pick two. You definitely want to have two being your primary and have another two, one or two being your secondary, right? So Shannon says IG, Facebook, and Pinterest. Okay. So the reason why is you only have so much time in the day, right? You only have so much time to plan your social media. So you're going to want to focus more on one or two platforms and use the other platforms to just drive engagement and drive it back to your lead magnets. Okay. Facebook and IG. There you go, Deborah. All right. So what you're going to do next. So we have to provide value. The next step is to create a community. Okay. That's hashtag create a community. Go ahead and type that in so we can get started there. And for those of you that don't want to maintain a Facebook group, you do not have to create a Facebook group, okay? There's different ways to build a community, right? So let me see the first create a community, hashtag create a community, and we'll get started. Hey, Crystal, thank you for joining. Rhonda says her primary is Facebook and IG. Her secondary is LinkedIn and Twitter. Perfect. Okay, Nina got the first create a community, then Katrina, and then Deborah. Okay, so creating a community doesn't always have to be like a physical community, right? Or excuse me, a digital community on Facebook. It could be anything. So there's a lot of people that do meetups, right? So that's something live and in person. Some people, Sean, who's watching, she has a monthly thing on in Atlanta where she meets up with different entrepreneurs, right? You can create a community out of Twitter. You can create a hashtag that everyone gets behind, right? Think about when something goes viral. Usually it's because everyone gets behind one thought or one common goal. So what you're going to do is use one common goal to unite people. For me, Facebook works. Facebook community, having a Facebook group. But there's people on YouTube that don't really participate in Facebook that much, don't have Twitter, but they have a community of people that they engage with on their YouTube. And they find a way to give them a name, they engage with them, and they educate them. So even if it's not a Facebook group, you want to find a group that you are educating. So I'm not talking about jumping into someone else's group and doing all the educating, right? We'll get to that. But you're going to create some kind of community. It can be through your email list. I spoke with Desi today and we were talking about that. Desi writes, like she writes a lot, right? And so some of those can be blogs, but some of them can be a little bit more intimate and create a connection. And so she can send out newsletters back to back. I don't really send out newsletters because I do my Facebook group and I have my YouTube. But for Desi, she can use those thoughts and those suggestions and those teaching points that she has all locked up and actually share that with her community through her email list. All right. The purpose of creating a community is to educate and get to know your prospects. So you see step 2 is prospects, right? So we're in this, but the way you're going to do it is you're going to create a community and first you're going to educate them. Okay. Let me know what you use. If you have a community, let me know what your community is. Do you have a Facebook community? Do you have a heavy email engagement? Do you have like mommy bloggers that all follow your blogs and they comment? Is it Pinterest? You can do Pinterest groups, private Pinterest boards, right? Instagram, a lot of people are inboxing Instagram groups. Twitter, people have Twitter hashtag parties and things like that. So let me know what platform you're using to educate and create a community. And if you're not doing that, you can put hashtag I want to educate. Hashtag I want to educate. Now, this is the difference between being a thought leader, right, and creating a community and just existing in a community, right? If you want to be a thought leader, you're going to have to educate others with some things that you know. So let's look and see what you guys are doing. Building Facebook group, that's Desi, and a local community that attends workshops. So that's great. Desi is doing both her Facebook group and a local workshop, right? Deborah says she's new to Facebook community, or a new Facebook community, and she's live tomorrow. Rhonda says, no community, been thinking about Facebook. I do send newsletters to my email list. And so Rhonda, since you are a real estate agent in Atlanta, you may want to do meetups or something that's going to educate people in person. So that can be a community, whatever it is. It could be Facebook group. Katrina wants to educate others. So she's going to be thinking about what kind of community. So Katrina, this is one of the points that you really want to work on. Do you want to do like one Pinterest board that everybody's sharing, a group board? Is it Twitter? Is it an Instagram inbox? Is it your stories? Is it via YouTube or your Facebook group, right? Think about what you need and where your clients are. Patty says building her Facebook group and her school so she can have workshops. So that's a local school in Las Vegas that she'll be doing. Okay. So that's one part of creating a community, right? So you're going to be educating. And let me just tell you the second part of educating. You can go into other people's group with integrity. And if people have questions, you are going to be answering questions, right? So there's several groups that are like popping right now, and you can join them and you can go in there and you can be the person who educates and is the expert in your field. And a lot of times people will engage with you and they'll follow you. You just want to make sure you're doing that with integrity and not trying to join someone's group to take all their people, okay? The second part of that is you want to join groups that you learn in. So these are maybe groups, and I'm just going to say there's a inner circle group for Canva that I'm in. So I'm looking and seeing what issues people have. I'm looking and seeing how people engage, what they're using it for. I'm not really that active in it, but I am learning by looking at that. Also, a lot of the programs that I join, right? I've purchased different programs and I'm a part of different communities. So I go into those groups when I have problems, when I have questions. And some of those people I actually talk to in the inbox because we've actually created a community based on courses that we've taken together or programs, and we have some of the same issues. So I'm learning from others. So you have to have both sides. So you're creating a community that also means within other people's community, you're going to want to learn. Okay, so let me just look at this real quick. Newsletters growing. Okay, good. Okay, so for those of you that say, I want to educate, what I really want to do, what's up, Akila? I want you guys to really concentrate on 2 ways that you're going to create a community, right? How are you going to educate and bring together your own community, and how are you going to learn from others? Okay, let's move over to step 3. Go ahead and put in hashtag offer a solution. Offer a solution. Right? Hashtag offer a solution. We'll get started. When I see that on the screen, I want to make sure everyone's catching up. Is this good stuff, you guys? Are you learning a lot? It looks like I have an error. There it goes. My phone had to refresh. Okay. Waiting for that hashtag offer a solution. Katrina, number 1. Okay. So again, we're taking you really through a sales process, but you're doing it with integrity and you're building a community. So we provided us value, right? We're actually offering our services, offering our knowledge, letting people know I know what I'm talking about. I'm here as a business owner. Look at me. Then you create a community, right? And in the community, what you're doing is you're not only are you providing and educating, but you're learning from others. But in your own community, You want to find out exactly what they need. And you'll hear me say this a lot. Find out what their desires are and what their frustrations are. Write that down in the notes area. When you join communities, you always want to find out what people's desires and frustrations are. This is the easiest way to do it. You guys see that I put up polls all the time. What are you struggling with? What do you need to learn? Do you know this feature? What do you do? What area are you in? What part of your business are you in? Find out who's in your community and you find out what they're struggling with. If you do that, then you create a solution or a program or a service that fits their needs. Okay? So again, find out their desires or their frustrations, and then you create a solution. A lot of people are putting number 3 in front of number 1. They create some product, some service. They say everyone's going to love it, and then they push it out to everyone and hope that you get a sale. But what you want to do is generate ongoing income for yourself. And if you're doing this right and you're providing your services and doing what you say that you're going to do, then this will forever be an area where you can kind of dip into when you want to create different programs. So let me show you, or let's talk through the 3 different ways that you can do that. Okay. So solution. So your base product it could be like an entry level. This can be like a no-brainer, like for $10 or for $97, you can sign up for this. It can be something like, for me, it's the Pink Boss Academy. It's only $29 a month, and it's a ton of videos. And I also meet with the group once a month, so we can record live videos, and they attend a webinar, and then we meet for Q&A. I also have a premium membership that's invitation only, and then I also have different packages that I offer for one-on-one consulting and mentoring, right? And then I have projects that I do for some of my bigger brands that actually need help with specific projects or bringing on clients or anything that they need. There's specific projects. So for you, you're going to want to have a base, a premium, and a project. Okay. And so for someone who has a product, does anyone here offer actual products? Go ahead and put in #product if you're offering products. Okay. Let me know if there's anybody. Most people are service-based in this group, but I want to see if anyone's offering products. When you create your solutions or your programs, what you're going to want to do is find some things that are going to make you some residual income, or that are no-brainers, or things that you can reuse over and over again. If you record a course, like say a 15-week course, if you teach a 15-week course to a group, record it so you can resell it, right? Also, we do have quite a few people in here with products now. Interesting how this group is changing. See, this is the creative community. Now I know that my group is shifting to more people who have products. So let me give you guys an example that applies to you, right? So you may have some of your entry-level things, and let's take you through this for products, because it's going to be a little bit a different situation. So providing value. Sometimes providing value can be, we'll say I have a clothing store, right? So maybe on my Instagram, I'm providing different ways to style the clothing. I'm doing behind the scenes, what we do, getting to know, kind of our thoughts behind it, having people do memes, different videos. You're still providing value if you're doing education, right? You can do a lead magnet, which could be like a coupon, or you can even do a free product. There was, and I can't remember her name right now, but she came up with a lipstick line, and her first lead magnet was to give away free lipsticks, right? So it's still getting people in so they can, when you get a free lipstick, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the site, right? And then you're going to look at other things to match with the lipstick, and you're going to get some eyeshadow and some other things, and you've already sold something. But she took it one step further, and she created a community based on her lipstick. And in the community, once you get your lipstick, post a picture, right? And she was showing different stars behind the scenes, doing live streams with them wearing it. And I'll get that and post it in the group later, because the name just escapes me right now. But she's creating a community of people with the same interests. So the next time she has a sale, or the next time she has a new product, she can offer a solution. But in that, she can also see how the colors look on everyone, what they're using, what they're pairing it with. Are they going out? She can ask them what they need, or people might say, hey, do you have the matching, do you have this in a lighter tone or for dark skin people? Whatever it is, you're learning from that community instead of just selling once and running away. Okay. So with products, you can create a community, tell them how to use your product, show them how other people are using your product, ask them how they're using your product, ask them for feedback, right? You're engaging with your community. So if they need that product or a type of product, they'll always come back to you. Okay. Offering a solution could be creating a new product based on that. So we're talking about the lipstick. Let's talk about Fenty, right? So Rihanna had like the nude face that was in, but then she came up with the brighter colors, right? That could have been based on feedback of the community. If someone's attacking Fenty, her community goes after them. Just like Beyonce, same thing, right? Anything that you do, if you have a community, they're going to protect you, and they're also going to refer your services out, and you can dip into that community to see what they want next, and you provide a product or a solution that you may not have known they needed, but you're giving to them based on what they asked for. Okay. Deborah, I'll give you the person it slips my mind right now. She's I'll find it within the next 24 hours and I'll let you know exactly who it is. But yeah, so you can do this with products. I've been talking a lot about services, but products and services, it's the same strategy. You're going to provide value, create a community, offer a solution. After they have that solution, you're going to provide more value, create and go back into your community and offer them another solution, right? You get it? Okay. As we're going through this, one of the things I want you guys to do is make goals. So actually, before I jump over there, I want everyone to spend some time, and I would love for you guys to write this out, take a picture, and post it in the Pink Boss Club, right? Within the next 24 hours, and I'll give away something. I'll figure out what it is. But I really want to know what you're going to have as your lead magnet or lead magnets, your primary and secondary platforms that you're going to use, how you're going to educate. If you're going to create a new group, Facebook group, YouTube group, Twitter, stories, Periscope, whatever it is, how are you going to create a community, right? Remember, it's not always Facebook groups. Which groups are you going to learn from, or where are you going to go and create? How are you going to join a community that you're going to learn from? The solutions that you're going to offer, right? And if you do need help with this, this is something that I go through with my clients, and we do have, if you want to actually schedule time with me, you can go to nina.solutions and we can talk through if we're a good fit to work together. And what we'll do is we'll create your actual detailed plan for how this is going to generate money. If you're having problems actually deciding on which projects or which programs that you need, which social media platforms, your lead magnet, how to get people on your lead, to actually sign up for your lead magnets. Those are all things that I help people with. Okay. So let's continue over here to your goals. So I do want you to actually put a number in here, right? So how many people are you going to provide value to? So this can, and let me just see, there's a question. Can you say again what the project thing was? It was 3 things and the last one was project. So for me, a project is when my clients have an event, or they're taking on new clients, or they're growing, right? So it's not necessarily money that's going to come in all the time. It may not even be something that you can determine what's going to come in, but sometimes depending on what your client schedules are, you can determine that. So for projects, it could be for products, it could be holidays, right? So in the holidays, you might have specific items that you have, or special edition items, or maybe in the change of seasons. I know Viviani does oils, so maybe she has specific spring items, and so different things that you're going to do are going to be when that. So your base is going to be something that might be like just to catch people, something very small, like here's our lipstick for $5. It's a trial, right? Your premium could be like your full set of makeup, and your projects could be like your Christmas, or we're doing an event, or maybe you're doing a fashion show, or you're partnering with someone, or whatever it is. It's going to be something that you're going to use to draw in a lot of cash, right? Or something that's just going to be a little bit different to engage your audience in some kind of way. This can be challenges and things that you're doing to pump up a new product, or you're releasing a new product. If you're a designer, maybe you're doing a fashion show. So those are kind of project things and not your normal day-to-day how you're bringing in money. Okay. Okay. So you missed the first one. Okay. Yeah. So if you have any other questions, go ahead and put those in, you guys. Okay. So for your goals, for providing value, so if you're going to do a lead magnet, I want to know how many people are you going to get on your list for 2018, right? How many people are you going to get on your list, or how many people are you going to get to view your vlog or visit your website or view your YouTube videos? But I want a number, right? And I don't want you to just pick a safe number. Pick a number that you're a little bit afraid of, but you know you can reach. Okay? Right under that, community, right? Your community. So this can be how many people you want to join your community. How many people do you want to show up at your meetup or your networking event, right? And then the last one is your solution. So how many people do you want to offer a solution to? And if you look on your right-hand side, it's the same sales funnel. How many leads do you want? How many of those are you going to convert to prospects? And then how many are you going to actually sell? But if you look at like this, provide value, create community, and offer solution, it gives you your plan for how you're actually going to get to each of these steps. Okay. Deborah already has her number. Is that for your value, for your leads? Okay. While you guys are doing that, and you could jot this down, we're going to move to the next thing. You do want a support structure. So I suggest 3 support structures. My anchors, I always call my mom and my best friend my anchors, because they kind of know what I do and what my business is, but they really, really know me, right? So if I have to check in with them to see kind of am I kind of walking in my truth? These are people you might reach out to every once in a while when you're burnt out, or when you're not sure if you can try something new, or whatever it is. They don't necessarily have to know about the business side, but they have to know you so they can actually give you advice. And I really suggest you do this, because this is part of the struggles of entrepreneurship. Okay, you guys can still hear me, right? Go ahead and put in hashtag support structure. I just want to make sure. I know you're jotting down some things. The next thing is your circle. So this can be things that are your people that are your peers that you go to for advice. They can also be like the person you're married to, or your boyfriend, or your best friend, but you're going to want this to be people who understand your struggle. So preferably other people that are entrepreneurs. Thank you, Katrina. Right? Or other people that you can reach out to that give you advice. This isn't things that you're paying for a session with. These are people that it's like, oh girl, I had a client and I don't know how I made it through and how I, was able to fix that. Or, hey, do you have a suggestion on how I deal with this, or what application I can help with this? That's your circle. So Akila, who just joined, she's in my circle. My boyfriend's in my circle. Natasha and Jay, I go to them for advice. And then, but at the same time, I also have mentors, right? And so you want to pick out people that you always can go to and that can always tell you the truth. And some of the things people tell me is, hey, Nina, you need to go to sleep. You're working on this too late. That's something that my boyfriend tells me. Or it might be friends that say, hey, this really doesn't match, or it didn't make sense when I saw it, as far as with your branding or things like that. But create a circle. And if you don't have that, this community part is going to help. Okay. Is this making sense, you guys? Let me know. If this is making sense, I want you to go ahead and put hashtag, yes, I got it. Just like that too. Hashtag, yes, I got it. Okay. I want to make sure you guys understand that it's not just one thing, but you're going to go through and create a plan, create your goals, and you need other people around you to help you reach those goals. Okay. So one thing I do want to reach out and let you guys know is that this is what I do with small businesses. This is one portion of what I do. A lot of times what I do is we'll have a 90-minute session. And it's funny because I could see quite a few people here that I've had 90-minute sessions with. Desi, Nina, who else is on here? Patty. I can't scroll through everyone, right? But what we do is we go through and create your strategy. and you have this blueprint. It actually doesn't look like this. It's a lot more detailed. And we decide your social media platforms, which ones you should be on, where's your audience, right? How do you speak to them? What is your freebie? What format should it be in, right? How should you promote it? All of those things we actually go through that session. And then we create a plan for you to get there. So I am taking on new clients, and I'm only taking on a few at the end of the year because the next year we're actually changing some of our plans. And so if you want to have a discussion with me to see if we're a good fit, because I do have these quick discussions and they're a quick strategy session to see if we're a good fit, then go ahead and go to nina.solutions and schedule some time with me. And what we'll do is we'll go through, and please bring this action plan because I want to know kind of which holes that you have, like what part you're already doing, which portions you need help with. Like maybe you have a community and you have a lead magnet, but it's not growing or it's not making you money. Maybe you have programs, but you're not sure if it's the right programs. Maybe you don't know how to price your items or if you're going after the right clients. So those are all some things that I go through in my workflow strategy sessions. So go ahead and go to nina.solutions, right? So we can, it'll be a 20-minute session. And what we'll do is we'll determine if this is something that I can help you with, or if I can refer you to somebody who's a better fit for you. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Looks like we have a couple of people. Okay, so I need a commitment that you guys are actually going to fill this out and post it in the group within the next 24 hours. And so let's do hashtag 24-hour plan. If you commit to doing this plan within 24 hours and posting it in the Pink Boss Club. So anybody who's doing any product or service needs to have actual strategy. So I would love to actually see what you guys are doing, see what you've actually filled out, see where you're missing things, where you need help. That actually helps me create YouTube videos. It helps me create live streams for you. It also helps with the one-on-one. If I see what you're doing, it actually helps with our one-on-one sessions. So we see Katrina has committed, right? So go ahead and just download it from sociallynina.com/ right? 2018 plan. sociallynina.com/ 2018 plan. Download this, take some time, go ahead and rewatch this, and go ahead and create your digital marketing plan for next year. Do you guys have any questions that I could answer for you as we're rounding this out? Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Lauren. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Make sure you download the action plan. And then I'll also put the link to schedule some time with me. All right, I'm gonna keep this up for at least 24 hours and then I'll decide where I'm putting it. It looks like Desi said, what is the difference between a lead and a prospect? And then Nina says, what's the best way to create a community? Okay, good. So the difference between a lead and a prospect is kind of where they are in your process. So a lead might be you meet someone at a networking group and they're like, sure, call me. I would love to talk about your services, right? So you have their information and you know that they may be interested, okay? And then when you have, so when you actually speak with them, that's prospecting. You wanna know if you're a good fit for them and if they're a good fit for you. And so once you determine that, yes, they fit your criteria, right? This is my ideal client. I can help them. I can actually, I have services to provide to them. Then they become a prospect. And then you work in the prospect space until they actually purchase from you. Then they become a client. And then there's a whole nother workflow for that. So you're still going to provide your clients value, but you have to treat them differently now that they're your client, right? And that's what you're going to do when you have them as a client. It's a whole different process. Nina says, what's the best way to create a community? And so Nina, for you, since you're doing a lot of graphic design and you're doing a lot of, and actually just a shout out to Nina, because Nina did this graphic. I scribbled this on a, I have this like construction paper that I use. And I've been sending Nina little notes and I just scratched it out and she did it within like an hour or so. So hats off to Nina. But the best way to create a community is you need to find out exactly where your people are. And so if you want to teach other people graphic design, you're going to look where graphic designers are, right? If you want to actually find your clients, you find out who your ICA is. If you know what ICA means, please type in what ICA means while I'm talking about this, right? Okay, so when you find out who your ideal client, I just gave it away, ideal client avatar, right? You find out where they're hanging out. So if they are moms between the age of 35 to 45, they're most likely on Pinterest, right? If they are makeup artists, fashion designers, photographers, they may be hanging out on Instagram. And once you do that, you create a community and it could be like, so on Instagram, it could be a hashtag that you start and you ask questions and answer questions. It can be a live stream showing tips on how to design different things. It can be posting links every day and asking questions and things like that. Did anyone else lose audio or is it just Katrina? Let me know. Do you hear me? Yes or no? Like, remember when you were in middle school? Circle yes or no. Let me know if you hear me. Yes or no. Yes or no. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Just her. Okay. So Katrina, she probably sees these now. Katrina, you might have to go out and go back in. But so creating a community it doesn't have to be a Facebook group. A lot of people do Twitter hashtags, and like every Tuesday they do like these question and answers. It's just different ways to do it. Okay, and then Deborah says, how do I announce my community on Facebook? And so it's not necessarily about announcing. There's a couple ways to do that. So one, you can create a banner under your personal page that says join my group. I do that a lot. It's just a banner I put up every month or so. On your Facebook page, you're going to have to optimize that page where it points to your group. So again, remember I told you guys, you're going to pick one thing that you're leading everyone to. So that means all of your other social media, you're going to direct them there. So if you post, say, a tip on Instagram, you'll say, if you want more tips like this, join my Facebook group. The link is in the bio. Another thing you can do is you can say, this was a discussion we had in the group today. If you'd like to add your comments, click the link in the bio. What I used to do is I'd post a video, I'd talk about it in my YouTube video, I'd include a link in my YouTube video, then I send out a newsletter telling people I had a YouTube video and that they can join the group to ask any questions, right? Another thing I did is with my lead magnet. On the thank you page, I'd put join my group. When I send out the email to deliver my lead magnet, I remind them, go ahead and join the group if you want help. Okay, so Deborah, I hope that gives you a couple of different options. Okay, any other questions as I'm wrapping it up? I'm gonna give you guys a couple more minutes. Those are really good questions. Thank you for participating. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you do want to work with me in 2018, before I change my offerings, go ahead and go to nina.solutions and schedule some time with me. It'll be a 20-minute discussion and we'll determine if we are a good fit. And try to fill this out first, or at least have an idea of where you are in this and what's missing, because this will help me determine if we're a good fit. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this up. Make sure you download the action plan within 24 hours, because I'm going to decide what I want to do with it, if I'm just going to throw it in the Pink Boss Academy or if I'm going to put it somewhere public. But for now, go ahead and snag that. If you have any questions, I'll be in the group. Love y'all. Bye.